This YCN special is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill. Bubba's has all your favorites and much more. Beltate's Building Product Specialist. No matter the projects, their experts will get you the material you need. Kearsarge Heating and HR Clough, your local energy specialist. Much more than a home heating oil provider. Congratulations, ladies!
Hey, welcome back to this special Kearsarge Girls Lacrosse Championship episode of YCN Sports Wrap. Thanks for not changing the channel. So after the regular season with a record of 11-4, the Cougars headed into the playoffs with a 6th overall seed, which many consider to be low. But Kearsarge used this as motivation to prove the division wrong. And they did just that when they faced off against the 3rd seed Laconia in the quarterfinals. Kearsarge won a double overtime thriller to knock off the team who had beaten them during the regular season and in last year's championship. So now the Cougars advanced into the semifinals to take on the 2nd seed Bow. Kearsarge won this one more decisively 8-4 despite being considered underdogs, and they advanced into the Division III finals. This was where the Cougars would face off against the number 1 seed, the Derryfield Cougars. Kearsarge lost to Derryfield during the regular season 10-12. So the matchup slightly favored the top seed. But Kearsarge's 6th overall ranked continued to prove misleading. So now without further ado, let's take a look at this Division III Girls Lacrosse Championship game between the Cougars of Kearsarge and Derryfield.
This game played at Southern New Hampshire University was a nail-biter to say the least. Both Kearsarge with the 6th seed and Derryfield as the favorite with the number 1 seed clearly came ready to compete as the atmosphere was intense. The game began with a Kearsarge possession after senior Macy Hansen won the opening draw. Sophomore Bree Von Barron soon managed to draw a penalty, and she scored with an open lane, putting Kearsarge on top early. But Derryfield answered just 30 seconds later when Maddie Kochenik scored the equalizer. Derryfield then went on an offensive outburst as Kochenik scored 4 more times. And O'Neill Gallinson and Nicole Mayer each chipped in 1, as all of a sudden the Cougars from Derryfield held a commanding 5-goal lead with 4 minutes remaining in the half. Macy Hansen did manage to score her first goal on an impressive shot in the middle of the Derryfield run, which made the score 7-2. Kearsarge was desperate for both offense and more importantly defense, as it appeared Derryfield's Kochenik could not be stopped. This was the moment when everything tilted in Kearsarge's favor. Bree Von Barron soon scored again on a free possession, and Jackie DeAngelis added 2 more goals, which brought the Cougars back to within 2 with a score of 7-5 at the break. Kearsarge came out for the second half still fired up, as Bree netted her 3rd goal of the day, and Leslie Angus soon put in her first off of a free possession shot. These goals tied things up at 7 apiece with 21 minutes remaining. It felt like Derryfield hadn't scored in a long time, but Kochenik ended the drought with her 6th goal of the game, putting her team up 8-7. But Macy Hansen then put in the tying goal off an assist from Angus just 2 minutes later. Now with just 15 minutes remaining on the clock, it was anyone's game with a score of 8-8. Each draw was hugely important, and Kearsarge won the majority. But even when they didn't, their defense was there to force big turnovers, and senior goalie Anya Nowicki was there to back them up as she made a number of big stops. Kearsarge's Bree Von Barron, who had already scored 3 goals, added the go-ahead and insurance goal, both off of free possession shots, which put Kearsarge up 10-8 with just under 11 minutes remaining. Kearsarge smartly grabbed and held the ball to take as much time off the clock as possible with a 2-goal lead. Derryfield just wasn't able to force turnovers, and Kearsarge's defense stepped up big time as they made sure to put double pressure on Kochenik in the second half, which turned out to be extremely successful. By the time the clock had run out, the Kearsarge Cougars were crowned Division III champions, as they had won by a final score of 10-8. Sophomore Bree Von Barron led Kearsarge with 5 goals, while senior Macy Hansen and junior Jackie DeAngelis each put in a pair, and junior Leslie Angus finished with a goal and 2 assists. Senior goalie Anya Nowicki recorded 5 saves, including multiple game-saving stops in the second half. After Derryfield had scored 7 goals in the first, this Kearsarge defense remarkably allowed just 1 goal in the entire second half. This is the first girls lacrosse championship for Kearsarge, as the Cougars had previously lost in 4 finals appearances. Kearsarge will lose multiple seniors to graduation, which includes Hansen, Nowicki, and Henskins. But the Cougars are expected to be right back in the mix come the spring of 2018. Go Kearsarge!
Congratulations to this year's Girls Lacrosse Division III champions, the Kearsarge Cougars. And what a remarkable season it's been, especially with Kearsarge falling just short 1 year ago. And don't forget, the Cougars had arguably the hardest road to the championship, as they had to defeat the 3rd seed in the quarters, the 2nd seed in the semis, and finally the top seed Derryfield in the finals. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when YCN Sports Wrap returns, we'll be taking a look at what a number of girls had to say about their championship victory. We'll be right back.